In the last 2 years, I have built a business that made me 10K in monthly profits. And in the last half year, we have been losing all of this and all of our clients are leaving. So I have 3 words for you: bad business partner. You already know the reason, so you can leave if you want, but if you want to hear the full story and if you want to learn what I'm going to do next and how I'm going to rebuild this, then stick around. Okay, so a little bit of background here. I am currently 27 years old and I live in Hungary. I have been on self-improvement for 5+ years now. At first I taught myself programming and then I started climbing the corporate ladder. Money was quite good, especially spending it in Hungary, where people make $500 a month and that's considered an okay salary. So obviously being in a position where you can make 2, 3, even 5K a month is really good. But I was not satisfied and I wanted to do something else and start my own. I started freelancing a few years back, but that did not end up so well because I had no experience at that point and my work ethic wasn't that good. But I did not give up. I kept working on my skills, learning about business, reading books, and one day I came up with a really good business idea. The problem was with this idea that this was a physical business with inventory management, and I needed a large investment for capital to even start it. Thankfully, I had a friend who has been running an online webshop for 2 years at that point, and I did not know about his work ethic, anything, but I saw that he was making gains and his webshop was running, so I figured I will present the idea to him and together maybe we can do a little bit more impact. He really liked the idea, but he didn't have any capital either, so we decided that since he can do online marketing and I can do software development and a little bit of online marketing, that opening an agency where we sell these skills, stack up the money, and once we have the capital, we can start the business, was our best option at that point. At first, everything was running really well. We landed a couple of clients in the first few months, and we started making some money for the business. As we were both holding down a 9 to 5 at that point, our living expenses were covered, so everything we made for the business could stay inside the business and we could reinvest that later. At least that was the plan on paper. Unfortunately, my business partner started struggling when we acquired 5 clients. He claimed that the workload was too heavy for him and his 9 to 5 was a lot more taxing than mine was. So he persuaded that we should start doing this full time. He should quit his main job first, draw a salary, and once he has 8 hours every day that he can reinvest into the business, we are going to be having a lot more clients and he is going to have a lot more capacity. And that sounded reasonable to me, so I agreed and we started doing that. So he quit his main job and he started doing the business full time. Unfortunately, this is where the problems begin to stack up, because even though he had 8 extra hours, he was not doing any more work than he was doing before. I got really good at doing B2B outbound, so I was able to consistently land us 5 to 10 clients every month. But after a few months, I realized that a lot of our clients are leaving after only a few months of being with us. And even in a high churning business, this is not an okay state to be in. So I started investigating this and found that my partner is not really working anymore. He is barely keeping in touch with his clients. He didn't bring in anyone since months. But of course, he was always on time when it was time to share the profits. And unfortunately, when I brought this to his attention, our entire relationship changed. And after that, it was more like employer-employee, him trying to get out of everything and just avoid me altogether. I was not able to reach him for days. And whenever I did, he just made up some excuses, said he was going to do the work, and the work never got done. So a few months ago, I had to say that I had enough of this, and I decided I had to do something about this. So in case you are wondering, I am still holding down a 9 to 5. Have been doing that for 2 years now. And my girlfriend was looking at my back for 12 or 14 hours every single day, on weekdays and even on weekends. At the time of recording this, we did not reach a settlement. And based on where things are heading right now, we are going to lose all of our clients. And this is probably going to hurt my reputation a bit as well. As I'm sure you can imagine, not a lot of clients care for this drama and bullshit, so they are just going to leave no matter whose fault is it. Okay, now you know the full story, so I'm going to tell you now what I'm doing to turn this around. What I have done so far, and what I'm going to do this year and hopefully the years after this. As I mentioned, I got pretty good at doing B2B outbound. So a few months back, I started up an agency doing exactly that, and I landed my first client in 2 weeks. In the upcoming month, I'm starting up another round of B2B outbound for myself, and I'm hoping to land at least 5 new clients. That should hopefully mitigate any damage that losing the other source of income is going to cause for me. But I am still doing my best to fulfill every one of my clients that I had in the previous business. I am actually friends with some of them and I really like almost all of them. So I feel obligated to make sure that their ads and campaigns are running as well as they can be. Besides this, the main mission is to build as many sources of revenue as possible. And hopefully this YouTube channel is going to be another one of them. So if you have watched this far and you like what I'm saying and you want to hear more of this, please give me a like and subscribe, all of the YouTube algorithm things. I really appreciate it. My plans for this channel are documenting what I have been through, sharing my experiences with you from the last 5 years, so hopefully you can not do the same mistakes as I did. And I will document how I'm going to rebuild everything, so hopefully that will be useful for you too. So let me just say one more time that I still believe that all of this is my fault. I chose my business partner myself, so I cannot blame anyone else for my mistakes. This is not a rant, this is not crying, this is just sharing with you what has happened. And I am still positive and I still think that there is a lot of good things to come in the upcoming months, years. So I really hope I can share that with you and hopefully help you on your journey too. And with that said, I do have 4 things that have actually helped me get through these times and get through them more easily. And I have built most of these things intentionally. So I'm going to share with you now what these are and how you can build them yourself. The first thing I did really well is I took my finances seriously for quite some time now. First, I paid off all my high interest debt. Then we built an emergency fund with my girlfriend. So even if everything goes to shit, we have 6 months of living expenses saved. And hopefully you can imagine how that much is helping me sleep at night, knowing that whatever happens, we still have months to go and go without a salary. And obviously this is not financial advice, but you should really focus on that too, if you don't have an emergency fund already. Okay, so the second thing, and I have already touched on this before, but I have an extremely supportive girlfriend. For the past 2 years, she has been looking at my back 6 days every week for 12 hours or even more. And she never cried about it, she was always really supportive about it. And when my partner stopped doing the work and I needed to finish his work too, she grabbed her computer in the middle of the night and started working alongside me so I can get done everything by the morning. And obviously it is really hard to go through this even with this support. I cannot even imagine how hard this would be if I had to go through this alone. I know it's casual self-improvement advice from the big gurus not to focus on your love life and dating life early in your career. As you can tell, I did not listen to that advice and I do not regret it one bit. So my opinion on this is you should actually go out and date and try to find your partner, someone you can actually share your life with and build something with. That's going to help you out in the long run. At least that's my experience. The third thing, and I also touched on this before, and this is not traditional guru advice either, but I still have my 9 to 5 job. And it has been really hard to keep that alive. But I am really thankful I did, and I did not quit. Even if I lost everything right this moment that I have coming in from my business, I am still not going to starve. And this is just a super cool safety net to have until you get things up and running. Fun fact, I was actually going to quit this month, so I had quit main job written in my calendar for this month. So if all of this happened a bit later, I would not have my main job at this moment. My opinion on this and the target I was aiming for, if my business is making twice what my main job is making and I can no longer maintain both of them because the work is just too much, then I was going to quit. But if you cannot do anything else in your business because you can only do 2 hours of work every day and you just quit because some guru on the internet told you to, then you are stupid. I'm sorry. It is what it is, man. And the last thing that has really come in handy for me is my mindset. I am by default a really humble guy, and I always approach everything with an I have more to learn mentality. And even though this business is going to die and we are going to lose all of our clients, I am walking away with almost 7 extra skills that I acquired over 2 years. So for me, this was not a waste of time. On the other hand, my partner can still do the same exact 2 skills that he could do when we started. And the thing is, that time went by anyway. So just staying an extra hour learning a little bit more, the time went on anyways. So it's up to you what you want to do with your life and how you want to spend that time. But I think you should approach everything with the same mentality and see what happens for you, man. Okay, so that's everything that I have for you today. If you want to learn more and you want to learn from my experiences, then just click that like button and subscribe. It helps me out a lot. And thank you for watching this format. Please let me know in the comments if you disliked anything about this format. And also, if you want to learn about something specifically that I have mentioned, just let me know and I will touch on everything later anyways in more detail. But I could not put everything into one video obviously, so you will just have to wait for that. Take care, man. See you later.